Nick Papalizio here with another episode of the Real Estate Library, and today we're going to be talking about taking possession of the property.
I'm gonna wait till the beat go in.
All right, guys, so let's talk about taking possession of your new property. So what happens for the seller when they sell the property, and what happens for the buyer when they purchase that property on closing day? So there's a few different things that can actually happen depending on what kind of purchase you're doing. The most common would be your typical seller moves out of the house, buyer moves into the house the same day that it goes on record. And that's going to happen when the buyer's living in the property and the seller has successfully found another property and they've already closed, or all the dominoes just trickle in the right order and right on the perfect timing. They don't have to wait, no delays. So that's pretty common. It happens quite a bit. Number two happens often as well when the seller has to rent back from the new owner, which is the buyer. So when they close escrow, the buyer is now the owner of that property. If the seller's not ready to move into their next place, or they need some time to move out, the seller can rent back for a few days or a few weeks or a few months, however long the buyer wants to allow them to. Now, the buyer can either let them stay for free or charge them rent. And typically that's going to be determined by the amount of time. If it's only a day or two, you don't really need to charge them rent. But if it's going to be a week or 2 weeks, you should charge them rent, absolutely, because that's your property now, and they'll be paying your mortgage while you're not living there. So option number three would be if there's a tenant living in that property and they're not staying, then what's going to happen is 5 days before you close escrow, they're going to be required to be out of the house, and then the buyer would just hop on into the property. Now, the fourth option is going to be the tenant is living there and they're going to be staying there, assuming the lease, or the buyer will assume the lease, the tenant will stay on board, continue their lease, and the buyer is now an investor. So you have to be careful with that last option, because if you are purchasing a home, your loan is going to require you to either live in the property, or it won't matter if you're living there or not. So if you're not going to live there and you're going to have a tenant, make sure your loan will allow you to do that. Otherwise, you can get penalized. So I hope that helps, guys. Get you excited for grabbing the keys to your new house, whether you're going to be the one living there or not. That's how things work. If you have any questions or comments, you know where to leave them below. And I want to hear some ideas. I can shoot some videos for you. If you guys have anything you're curious about, send them my way. Until next time, take care.
I'm gonna wait till the beat go in.